Hello everyone, how are you doing? I hope you are doing well. Welcome to Aura's Insight, and remember that my name is Aura. Today we will see some translations mistakes in Spanish. Of course, everyone makes mistakes. That's why I'm here to help you so you don't make the same mistakes that we'll see here. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and tap the little notification bell, because if you don't do it, YouTube won't tell you when I upload a new video. So these are some translations we find in Spanish, and let's see how we can correct them. Extreme caution, watch for eyes. El reloj extremo del cuidado para el hielo. Okay, what I can see is that word by word is translated without context. That's why I tell you that it's very important to know the context when we want to understand something. So it says extreme caution watch. So it can be literally translated as el reloj extremo del cuidado for eyes para el hielo. That's why it is translated in this way. But obviously, you know, the meaning is different. So in this case, watch, the word watch can be in Spanish mirar, observar, or reloj, like this one. This is a watch, right? In Spanish, this is a reloj. So here they are taking the extreme caution as adjectives for watch, as if in this case watch was the thing, but not. In the English sign, watch is the verb, like watch for eyes, cuidado con el hielo, right? Because watch for is a phrasal verb that in Spanish is, or it can be estar atento, like to be careful, right, of something, o tener cuidado. So extreme caution watch is translated literally as el reloj extremo del cuidado, which is not the intention. So extreme caution is, in Spanish, is telling you that you should have extrema precaución. Watch for eyes, ten cuidado con el hielo. Okay, the next one. Here we can see a sign from Starbucks. So it says in English, exit only, and in Spanish, éxito aquí. So, exit, this is a false friend, and if you haven't watched my video false friends in Spanish and English, I recommend you to watch it, because there are many words in English that seem quite similar to Spanish, but they are not the same. In Spanish, this is called falsos cognados. So this is a falso cognado, this is a false friend, the exit word, because exit and éxito are not the same thing. Éxito in Spanish, this means success. But if you want to translate exit into Spanish, it is salida, right? So exit only would be in Spanish like única salida. Okay, it says hand wash, do not bleach, do not tumble, cool iron. And the Spanish translation that I gave for this was mano se lava, no blanquear, no caiga, hierro chulo. Okay, we can see here a wrong translation, right? Let's see each action one by one. Okay, we can see the context here, right? Like this is something that we find on some clothes. So these are the instructions to take care of our clothes. There are some actions that we should follow to be careful with this piece of clothes. So the first one is hand wash. Okay, so don't use a washing machine. But in Spanish, you wouldn't say mano se lava, because here you are translating literally the word hand and wash, which is mano, our hands, se lava, to wash. So no, in this case, the expression is lavar a mano. Do not bleach. So bleach, it is blanqueador. So it is possible to find this instruction as no usar blanqueador. Do not tumble. I understand why it says no caiga, like in an imperative sentence, right? An imperative sentence is a command, right? So no tumble doesn't mean no caiga. But I understand why the verb caer. So caer is the infinitive form of the verb conjugated here as caiga. So tumble is a synonym of fall, that in Spanish is caer o caerse. So it is telling you like to not fall down, right? But remember, it's very important the context. However, you would say, if you want to take that translation with that context of not falling down, you would say no se caiga. But in the context of taking care of our clothes, this would be no utilizar secadora, because secadora in English is dryer, but also tumble.
Hey, it's me from the future. I'm editing this video the same day I recorded it, so I just realized I didn't translate cool iron, but this is basically planchar a temperatura baja.
Okay, let's see the next one. I actually like this one a lot because I have heard many students making this same mistake. So I'm happy to bring it out here. Please turn off showers when you are done. Thank you. And in Spanish, they translate it as por favor, vuelta lejos chaparrones cuando usted es hecho. Gracias. So let's see the context. I cannot see anything else, just the sign, like for example in the gym or some places where you go and only pay to take showers there. Well, I think we can find it in many places, right? Well, the thing is that
I remember someone laughs at me because I say the thing is that, I don't know if that's common in English, but in Spanish I use it a lot, like la cosa es que, so I translate it into English, maybe it's not that common. And there is someone that always makes fun of me when I say that.
Okay, let's see. It starts saying please, por favor. Okay. Turn off showers when you are done. Let's see why they chose these words, vuelta lejos chaparrones, because that sentence doesn't make any sense. It's like putting words without any coherence. Vuelta. Well, vuelta has many meanings, and if you haven't watched my video of vueltas, you should go and watch it because it's quite funny. Because in Colombia we use it to express many things. So here, without context, like vuelta lejos chaparrones, vuelta, I don't know what they mean, but lejos, like far away. Okay, I'm gonna make a pause here to remind you that if you like this video, don't forget to give it a like, a comment, and also subscribe so that YouTube can recommend this video to other people, and it will help me a lot. Okay, un chaparrón is a heavy rain. So turn can be translated into Spanish as vuelta. That is one of the meanings. Off in Spanish can be like lejos, like in the future. So shower is also like ducha, ducharse, but also chaparrón, chubasco, o lluvia, something related to rain. So that's why it is translated word by word, that in Spanish are just words without any meaning together. So turn off is a phrasal verb. So phrasal verbs are verbal structures composed of two particles. It can be a verb with an adjective, or a verb with an adverb, or a verb with a preposition. Like for example in English there are with look, look at, look after, look for, right? In Spanish we have different verbs, different words for each one. But in English, you can find a verb with a preposition, and that preposition changes completely the meaning of that principal verb. So the people who made the translation should have taken into account this of the phrasal verbs, because turn off is one meaning. And turn off in Spanish is apagar, desactivar, abandonar, etc. But in this case, taking into account the context we gave to it, because we don't have much information about where is this sign located, and taking into account the next word, which is showers, which is the duchas, we should say apagar las duchas. And then the sentence continues, when you are done. And this is what I told you at the beginning, that many students make the same mistake. For example, when students finish an activity, some of them say estoy hecho. Why? Because done is the past participle of to do, that in Spanish would be hecho, right? So that's why when you say I'm done, some people translate it as estoy hecho, but that is not the correct expression. Even though the literal translation is okay, that's not the correct expression to say like I'm done. If you want to say I'm done, like I finished, he terminado, or acabé. Okay, so the expression when you are done should be cuando termines. Apaga las duchas cuando termines. Turn off showers when you are done. And then it finishes with thank you, gracias. Let's see another one here. Okay, here we have another example. Construction site, keep out. La construcción sitio, no entrar. As you can see, the translation is taken literally. So, construction, okay. It is construcción in Spanish. Site, okay, sitio in Spanish. What is wrong? Because in English you can use two words and it's okay, like construction site, and we can understand, right? But if you say la construcción sitio, sounds like two different words that are just written there. Obviously, someone that speaks Spanish would think, okay, I understand, but it's not okay. It's not well translated. So taking into account the context, now we have a context, right? We see that there is something going on behind there. It is telling you to keep out because in these sites some accidents can happen if you are not careful. So I will tell you how I have seen these type of signs here in Colombia. They mostly say zona de construcción, obra de construcción, obra en construcción. Those are like the most common used. And well, you understand that you should keep out, que debes mantenerte lejos, or in this case, no entrar. Okay, I think it's understandable that if you see this in Spanish, no entrar, it means you shouldn't go in, right? Okay, let's see the next one. It says no smoking in building, and they translate it as el ningún fumar. Okay, I see why they chose the word ningún in Spanish, because ningún in English can be no, nobody, none, etc. So no smoking, ningún fumar. Okay, smoking is fumar, so that's why no smoking, ningún fumar. In Spanish it doesn't make sense, okay? If you say ningún fumar, it seems like there is something missing. The structure is not okay. In building, en el edificio, I think there was not enough space to continue with the sentence. It seems that they only translated no smoking, apparently. I would find this sign as no se puede fumar en el edificio. That can be a possible way to find it. Maybe there are other ways to say it, like no fume en el edificio, right? But they mean the same thing. Or you can also use prohibido, it is okay. Okay, here we can see another incorrect translation. No ball playing when wet. We have some context. This is a place where you can go and play sports, like it says team sports, and you can also see that there is grass because it says grass growing. Okay, now I know that it is a place with grass and it is a place to play sports. We can try to translate it. No ball playing when wet. Alright, so prohibido jugar.
Oh, it doesn't say even pelota, it says pelota.
Because ball is pelota with P. So what I see now is that this is an incorrect translation, but also with the spelling, because pelota doesn't mean anything in Spanish. So the best way to translate this is no se puede jugar con el balón or la pelota, okay? Cuando el ambiente esté húmedo, for example, it is raining or the grass is wet, because probably there will be accidents. Okay, another one similar to the one that I explained that said no smoking. Here the same, no swimming, ninguna.
Ninguana. Oh wow, yes, ninguana. Ninguana doesn't mean anything in Spanish. So they probably wanted to write ninguna, but it says ninguana.
Incorrect translation, incorrect spelling again. So a good translation would be no se puede nadar, something like that. Prohibido nadar. Probably it's more common. Okay, I just want you to remember this. We are here trying to translate in the correct way these messages or signs, but I'm not judging, because as I said before, I also make many mistakes when I speak English or French. The main objective of this video is educational. However, if you have the opportunity and the capacity to pay and hire someone like a translator, do it. If you know that your Spanish is not very good, well, hire someone so that there are not misunderstandings with what you want to say. Okay, the next one says, what I can see here, they are in some escalators, I guess. These stairs that are moved up or down by the electric power, okay? I think this is escalator in English. If not, if there's another way to say it, write it down in the comments. In Spanish, this is escaleras eléctricas or mecánicas. So let's see some instructions, warnings to take into account. Hold child's hand. Once again, this is translated word by word. Hold, okay. Tener, it can be tener or sostener. I would probably say coger, but I know that in another countries, coger has another meaning. Let's say then, tomar la mano del niño. Tomar, not to drink, but like to hold, agarrar. Hold handrail, agarrar la barandilla, for example, or sujetar la barandilla. Face forward, mirar hacia adelante. No baby strollers, no usar coches de bebé. No riding barefoot, prohibido subir con los pies descalzos. Keep feet away from side panel. Mantenga los pies alejados de los lados del panel lateral. Or you can also find it as alejarse del borde. Evitar recostarse, you know, in the barandillas, in the handrail. Another one. Please dispose of your gum in the trash can. And they translate it as deshágase, por favor, de su goma en la basura. Puede. Oh, right. Okay, the first part, deshágase por favor de su goma en la basura. It sounds okay. Let's see why they wrote puede at the end. So it is a bad translation because actually can is a verb that says poder, right? But also is a noun that is lata o bote. In Spanish that would be cesta de basura, bote de basura, or even caneca de basura, depending on the country. So in this case, this phrase should be translated as tire or deshágase, okay? I don't see any problems with it. I would actually add de mascar, goma de mascar, which is gum, because gum can be like any type of gum, I guess. So to make it more specific, goma de mascar, like the candy. So, tire la goma de mascar en la caneca de basura. The other one, hotel furniture outlet. Let's see, they wrote enchufe. Well, outlet in Spanish is enchufe or toma de corriente, but also tienda de descuentos or tienda de ofertas. That is the case in this example. So that's why it was translated as enchufe de los muebles del hotel. The correct translation for this will be tienda de descuentos de muebles para hotel, for example. Even though outlet is like very well known, the word outlet is also used to refer at a tienda de descuentos. So here in Colombia and in my city, I've seen many outlets, these tiendas de descuentos. So the word outlet is also used in Colombia. So you can also say outlet de muebles para hotel, for example. And that's it, we've finished. Hemos terminado. If you want a second part of this video where we try to analyze why some Spanish translations are wrong, you can tell me in the comments if you would like to see that. Thank you so much for watching this video. Remember that if you subscribe, comment and like this video, that will help me a lot. Also, you can read the description that I always leave down below about the videos and other links that may be useful for you. Muchas gracias, nos vemos luego.